at the age where everything in life is a deeper, darker criminal link. Everything. We don't know, but we know. Shout out to Auntie. If you know, you know. How is everything a psyop? Everything is a finesse. Everything has a deeper, darker criminal link. And it's like, I thought they had our best interests at heart. Initially, when I was younger, I was in college, I'm like, oh, you grow up and you just realize nothing is in our favor. They don't want us to have any type of happiness, any type of purity, any type of autonomy in life. They just want to control us. That's it. And everything that is done is meant to control. 100%. Mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, everything, bro, financially. It's unbelievable. And all you can do is just deal with it and do your best to escape it. That's it.
What's good, everybody? It's your brother Nubreed coming through with another live stream. Peace and blessings to the chat. Hope everybody's having a good Monday evening. I see y'all rolling in. Peace and blessings, peace and blessings. Sumper Man is in the building. Let's see, Jason G is in the house. God's property is in the building. It is good to be amongst the like-minded. Once you wake up to the matrix, there is no going back. Once you realize that everything has been a lie, you can no longer lie to yourself. See, the Bible tells us we battle not against flesh and blood, but wickedness and principalities in high places. We're battling a network of systems. Principalities being different systems within a system, a network, legions that form against neos or those who can see. And that feeling that we feel that there's something there that is designed to control us is very much real, because the Bible speaks about these systems, these legions, these principalities. They break down to just being archons, shadow beings, demons, devils, whatever you want to call them. When you call out what's true in this here world, the matrix automatically works against you. Soon as you start speaking the truth, soon as you start ruffling feathers, there's a built-in network that rises against those who can see. And these networks are designed to control, because they don't want us being influential to each other. They don't want us tapping into our supercell. They don't want us tapping into our divine powers. They don't want to see a metaphysical change. And what I'm about to talk about in this video is going to be a myriad of different issues that I see. And let me just put it out here before we even get started. Some of what I'm going to be talking about is what we would consider an urban legend. All right. Some of it you could say is conjecture. Some of it you could say is speculation. But one thing I'm going to say for sure is this particular live stream right here is a classic, because it's going to get you to really think and question everything. Question everything you thought you knew. And we're going to unveil some lies. We're going to uncover some things here, right? I see y'all rolling in. Old School Rules is in the building. Let's see. Peace and blessings to Nia's in here. Yes, yes, yes. And everybody, do me a solid and hit the like button on the video. It would be highly appreciated. Now, we're going to be doing this deep dive where we go into different material and really analyze it. Normally, I just go off the cuff and I put out things that's just simply just been on my mind, y'all. Lately, I've been thinking about, this may sound kind of crazy, but lately, I've been thinking about the possibility of America having a hidden cannibalism ring. Hear me out. Don't think that I'm just jumping out the pocket here. Look, y'all see the Matrix background. We all thinking minds here. Lately, I've been questioning the food supply. And we're going to go into different categories with this, but just bear with me, y'all. It's certain things that I just can't unsee. And seeing as how not too long ago, the FDA allowed human remains to be used as compost, you know, that rubbed me the wrong way. And looking into some of one particular show I seen, it was a cooking show, and the contestants were taste testing a sausage, and basically the person who was running the show, but what a person who cooked said, he named 3 ingredients, and one of those 3 ingredients was human remains. It was human remains. And that kind of baffled me because it was on like an international or internationally syndicated TV show. Like it was in the open. Like it wasn't hidden. And I know that when these people start airing things out to the general public, rubs me the wrong way, because these people believe in karmatic debt. They put these things out there, and we find out later on down the line there's some truth to it. Now, I want to share with you all that, in case y'all didn't see that. I would like to share with you the video I'm actually talking about, because these are the kind of things that raise red flags, in my opinion. Let's go.
Washington State was starting to do human composting, and that disturbed me. I wanted to address this because what I didn't want to see is bags of compost with human bone fragments. I want to stop it getting into the human food supply. I was on a plane this summer, watched a video of some food show, and the 3 contestants tasted the food and they had to guess what was in it. It was some kind of a sausage, and one of the options they told these people that was in the food was human flesh.
Can you tell us the 3 secret ingredients that might be found in this amazing sausage that you made for us today?
The 3 secret ingredients that might be found in this sausage are fish liver, human flesh, or shark.
Are those really the 3 ingredients?
Yeah, fish liver, human flesh, or shark.
Is there a problem? Is it?
And as I said, there's a stigma surrounding this.
We're good. We will clear it. We're good. Come on, Brian, please.
All right. Yo. Thank you, Kev. Thank you very much. All right, Joe. Fish liver, shark,
or human flesh.
God help you, it better be shark.
All right, 2, what do you think it's going to be?
Shark too.
Shark?
The liver is like too obvious, and I don't think it's human flesh, so I think it's shark.
Chef Keith, can you tell us what is the secret ingredient in this dish?
Yes, I'm afraid you're both wrong. It is human flesh.
No. No.
Whoa.
That's not okay. That's not all right.
You know,
The way our society's going and the direction we're going, this is going to be normalized. There's only one state in the union that it is illegal, cannibalism is illegal, and that is Idaho.
That's a fact, y'all. The only state where cannibalism is illegal is Idaho. all 49 states, cannibalism is legal. Now, why did America legalize cannibalism, ladies and gentlemen? I'm just trying to figure this out. What group of people was out here literally protesting to practice cannibalism? America don't got that many food deserts where people are enduring starvation, where people were literally petitioning and voting for that, which means somebody in the high ups decided that they have to make it legal for cannibalism. It's not adding up, y'all. Hold on, let's get into it.
Cannibalism might seem kind of gruesome, and kind of is. I'm going to give you a little background of what got me to this position to run this bill. Back in 2019, I heard that Washington State was starting to do human composting, and that disturbed me. I wanted to address this because what I didn't want to see is bags of compost with human bone fragments.
Now, why else would you question? Why else, Breed, would you be questioning the food supply in America? We got to talk about the fast food. We got to talk about it. Are y'all ready for this conversation? By show of ones, we're not going too far. We're not going off the deep end. You are ready to be red pilled. You are ready to use critical thinking, and you are ready to allow the truth to set you free. By show of ones in the chat, because I want to make sure that I'm not dealing with people who got fear in their heart, because, my platform is not for the faint at heart. It's not for the faint at heart. All right. I see the ones. Blessings to y'all. Blessings to y'all. Okay. I'm going to take it here. Now, we already know some years ago, Rabbi Finkelstein was telling everybody that the missing children that go missing around the holiday season, according to him, they're in the fast food. He said they're in the ground meat. And that interview was quite revealing, but there's even more. There's even more, and I want to share with you all another source that I have here. And this is something that I spoke about, some days ago in regards to McDonald's. Where is the actual meat supply coming from? And I want to share some interesting facts about McDonald's. So let's go here. Let's everybody get the likes up on the video as well, right? All right, let's go here.
He says McDonald's sells 6.5 million burgers in a single day, yet he has never seen any massive cow farms, cow rearing centers, or large slaughter facilities where huge numbers of cows are kept and killed to produce all that beef.
So I was curious the other day and found this online. McDonald's sells 6.5 million burgers in one single day. That's 195 million burgers a month. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't see cows lined up around every corner waiting to be turned into patties. I mean, seriously, do the math. Even if you stretched one cow into a bunch of burgers, you're still talking millions of cows just to keep up every day. So I started asking myself, where are all these cows coming from? Is there some secret super ranch hidden underground? Are they growing cows in labs, cloning meat behind closed doors? People laugh it off, but think, when was the last time you even saw a cow farm big enough to supply this mad?
He says McDonald's sells 6.
Now 6.8 million burgers served a day. That's astronomical. In fact, I believe in the McDonald's advertisement, it says billion served daily. So it may even be more than that. But my question is, where on earth is this beef coming from? Where's it coming from? Now, we know that a long time ago, some years ago, they came out with a film called Soylent Green. If y'all heard of this film, let me know down in the comment section. But Soylent Green took place in the year what? I believe it was well, of course, it's an older movie. It was back in the 60s. It was a black and white film. But in the movie, it was supposed to be the year 2022. And in this older movie, takes place in the year 2022, black and white film. Don't know if y'all seen it. Great movie. It was very much similar to what we have going on today, where it's austerity measures. It came out in 1974. That's right. You got it. It was very much like a time now where there's pretty much no middle class, or the middle class is extremely depreciated to the point where it's almost like it's only poor and rich. Poor and rich. And it got to the point where the poor had to get some type of universal basic income, just like what we're going into now. And it was similar to like that government cheese you get. You know, you remember back in the day, we got a block of government cheese when we was coming up. But in Soylent Green, you're getting a packet of food, this concoction called Soylent Green. And it was such a miserable time to live that people was literally signing up to self-delete. You know, they were laying into these pods and it was taking them to the shadow realm. And believe it or not, they actually have those type of contraptions right now where people can self-delete themselves and go to the next world, because people just didn't even want to live in a world like this. Apparently, all of the bodies, spoiler alert, was going into Soylent Green. So they were doing what? They were feeding the people. And when I look at what has taken place in America with the last few years, with all of the farmlands being burnt down mysteriously, they blamed it on global warming. We talking about all these wildfires, hundreds and thousands of cows being burnt for whatever reason, while making lab-grown meat. Campbell's Soup just got put on blast for having bioengineered meat. The VP of the company came out and said, we make bioengineered meat and it's for poor people and the ingredients are horrible. We don't know if it's human remains in that. We don't know what they've been feeding us. We just don't know what they've been feeding us. And it really leads us to wanting more for ourselves, having our own agriculture, our own land, things of that nature. Because, ladies and gentlemen, something is extremely wrong with the food supply. Now, I want to go to this brief documentary. It's pretty quick. It's on YouTube here. It's about the cannibalism industry. Now, like I said, this is urban legends. These are myths. These are astute observations. We just talking about it. We just chopping it up because the Matrix lies about everything, right? And I want to go here, right? Interesting stuff.
Whole community. By selling their children to be eaten, the narrator claims, Ireland's poor could finally make themselves useful. The writer of this piece, Jonathan Swift, is, as you can see, a master of satire. And this is perhaps his best-known piece. It is also almost unbelievably direct, so hideous, so absurd that it flies almost straight past the realm of horror and into that of comedy. You can't deny this idea of an industrialized cannibalism is, if nothing else, effective. So effective.
Do we have industrialized cannibalism in America? Have we already gotten there? You got bioengineered food everywhere. You got to read the labels of everything. The missing persons in America, the numbers are a complete anomaly, especially in a surveillance state. When you live in a land of surveillance and you have as many missing people as we have here in America, and you cannot tell us where these people are, you're talking about one of the largest organ harvesting rings in the world will be in America. And for whatever reason, we don't see that much farmland. And especially with the most massive deportation that we've ever had in U.S. history, where farmers were afraid to show up because they didn't want to get packed up and thrown in an ice van and packed up in a shipping container. Who is tending to the farms? Where are the farms in America? There's not many. I'm just saying, has America finally went into industrialized cannibalism and bioengineering for food? Are we there and we just don't see it? Life expectancy rates are plummeting. It's just a lot to consider, right? But let's continue.
In fact, you see it in all kinds of media, even today. In the game Little Nightmares, you get to watch children be processed into meat and devoured by grotesque, monstrous adults. In the movie Daybreakers, a post-human society of vampires farm humans for their blood. The movie Soylent Green, you already know the twist.
Yep, the year 2022, Soylent Green.
That stuff everyone is eating? It's made of people. The idea of an entire cannibalism industry is so ridiculous, so hyperbolic, it's hard to read as anything but satire. Undoubtedly horrifying, utterly unbelievable. People just wouldn't get on board with something so taboo, so repulsive. Sure, you'll always have your Ed Geins and Hannibal Lecters, but it would never be allowed to expand into an entire industry. Humans would just never be able to stomach cannibalism like that. Right?
Let's talk about Soylent Green.
In it, you already know the twist. It's sort of the only thing people know this movie for. But there is a side to it you might not have thought of before. The movie takes place in the dystopian, far future world of New York, 2022. The planet has been reduced to an industrial wasteland too polluted for traditional agriculture. Only the richest of the rich can get their hands on actual meat and vegetables. As for everyone else, the government rations out a miracle food to the overpopulated masses. Flavorless, seaweed-colored crackers called Soylent Green.
And look, that's what's going on with this damn mystery meat they serving. Beyond Meat. It's going to come a time where only the rich will have access to the actual meat. And they'll be feeding people Beyond Meat. And we don't know what the hell that is. Yep, and it takes place in New York City. That's right. Yep, let's go.
By the end, the protagonist discovers that this food, one that almost everyone is dependent on, is made of highly processed human flesh. Up until that point, the government and the Soylent Corporation had worked hard to keep their secret from getting out. They'd been telling the public that Soylent Green is made of plankton, which the oceans are too polluted to produce. They assassinated anyone who learned the truth. That is, if the witness hadn't already killed themselves out of guilt. In Soylent Green, the cannibalism industry is very intentionally hidden from view. It's covered up so well, nobody even suspects what they're really eating, and knowing they don't have any good alternative food source, they're not particularly compelled to find out. The product is very intentionally made not to look like meat at all. It's dry and square. It's green. With the grisly bits out of sight, people are able to eat each other without ever even knowing it. If there were a cannibalism industry, it's easy to imagine that it would work this way, that it would be completely covered up. I mean, it might not be Soylent Green exactly, but real-life factory farms already do this. They're traumatic environments, both for the livestock and the humans who work there. That's not exactly a huge secret, but from what I gather, most people don't really think much about it. It's easier to imagine that all of that mechanized death isn't happening at all. Out of sight, out of mind. That part I pretty much get. What's harder for me to wrap my...
Now, before we just, jump to breed, this is just science fiction. It's just a myth. I mean, just look at all the similarities to the time we're in now. And once you just see, you really can't unsee what's going on, man. You really can't unsee it. Somebody says, did y'all hear about the camps originally teaching Gentile salvation? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Somebody said, pray over your food. Yeah, and this is just something that I wanted to really speak about. We had to really talk about this. Like, is it possible? Now, look, everybody can form their own opinion on this. This was just one of the things that was on my mind, right? I'm going to play a little bit more of this, and then I'm going to get into some more things that I question in the Matrix, some things that I just can't unsee, and some things that you all probably can relate to as well. But let's go.
Head around is how? How could such a large exploitative industry just be swept under the rug? How could it operate on such a scale while remaining so efficient at what it does? There's an episode of the Magnus Archives podcast that I think does a really good job grappling with this question. In episode 30, Killing Floor, a former worker recounts his time in a slaughterhouse. Eventually, the work became too much for him, and he quit.
And also, not to mention, there's a whole lot of movies that are coming out now where people are eating people. A whole lot of chef movies where these elitists actually have a hankering for human flesh. And a lot of these movies are going on Netflix, Amazon Prime, all over the web, you know what I'm saying? And I've caught a few of these movies, and I really believe it's truth to it. There's one movie in particular called Careful What You Wish For, where they're going overseas. I believe they're somewhere in Mexico, and they're just snatching people up to cook them for these rich elitists. And, there is a place for this type of stuff on the dark web. There is covens, there is sadists, there's people who get involved in this. So, like, there's definitely something amiss going on when it comes to this stuff. But, this is just insane. But let's go.
He can't go back to work there again. He isn't allowed to. Apparently, the constant death has a way of desensitizing you. After working on the killing floor, you sort of start to see everything as meat. Even other human beings. They just start to look like more product yet to be processed. He, understandably, didn't like that feeling and wanted to get away from it. But when he tried to leave, he found that he couldn't. The building seemed to stretch on infinitely, door after door, hallway after hallway, and all of it empty. Nobody there, not even the animals.
See, man, they probably got these damn underground places where they doing this stuff. Anyway, I don't want to get too far into this, you know what I'm saying? We kind of like going down the rabbit hole with that, but it's possible. I mean, one thing about these people, they tell you what they're going to do before they do it. Something else that started to really jar my consciousness when I first came into the truth. There was a movie called Zeitgeist. By show of ones, how many of y'all heard of it? If you did, show ones, but it was something that they questioned in particular. It was something that they questioned in particular that I want to address. And that's 9/11. That's 9/11. And it was something, a clip that I seen in there that to this day, it just doesn't sit right. Doesn't sit right. Hold on. Now, you know, we getting into the nitty gritty, y'all. I don't know if they going yeah, it was a documentary. Now, hopefully hopefully I don't get taken down. But here we go.
Get ready. What word? Steal. Yes, steal. Read these words the fast way. Get ready. Yes, play. Must. Yes, must. Let's read these words the fast way without making a mistake. Get ready. Fight. Yes, fight. Get ready. Kick. Yes, kick. Get ready. Steal. Yes, steal. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah, they rub it. They love to rub it in our faces, John.
What word? Kick. Yes, kick. Boys and girls, found this word out. Get ready. What word? Steal. These. Get ready. Must. Yes, must. Let's read these words for fast. Get ready.
Yeah. Unbelievable. They rub it. They love to rub it in our faces, John.
Now, come on, y'all. Moments before the towers are hit, you got Bush at a school with the teacher saying the plane must hit still. Teaching the class to chant these words. Conducting a ritual right in everybody's faces. Years ago when this happened, this should have been a telltale sign right here, but you know what the scriptures say, man. You know what the scriptures say about people having a blinded mind. 2 Corinthians 4:4 says, it teaches that it tells us, in whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believeth not. So that means that mankind can be under a matrix, under a delusion. Their minds can be blinded. Something can be so apparent and so easy to see, but for whatever reason, their minds would be blinded. And they can't see it. Now, just as real as we're sitting here and we can see that, okay, this definitely had to be some type of inside job, because they're conducting a ritual and they're rubbing it in everybody's face what they're doing. At that time, the minds of the people were blinded. The minds of the people were blinded. Look at this.
What word? Kick. Yes, kick. Boys and girls, found out. Get ready. What word? Steal. Yes, steal. These. Ready. Get ready. Must. Yes, must. These words are fast. Get ready.
Yeah. Unbelievable. They rub it. They love to rub it in our faces, John.
What word? Kick. Yes.
Yo, and then George Bush, he looked like the devil, bro. He looked like the devil right there, bro. Now, they lied about everything in the Matrix. It's all a lie. Everything that we was taught and told is a lie. All of it. Ladies and gentlemen, all of it. They lied. NASA, one big lie. And look, the lies are in plain sight. The lies are in plain sight. You can't believe nothing in this matrix. Once you can see, you just can't unsee this stuff. Look at this, y'all. Peep this.
See any land when we're looking down at the ocean from the space station?
Why? Because you're over top of ocean.
Okay, well, don't you think they could be fooling us with this picture?
Okay, I give you this.
Wait, watch the picture.
I know that.
Watch
I know,
the picture.
I know
Watch
that they
the picture.
airbrushed some stuff.
It's not
out.
airbrushed. This is us in our front yard and a solar panel, and we tricked you, showing you how easy. We have zero budget. They have.
Yo, do y'all see this? They literally was in their front yard with a solar panel. Turned the image upside down, and people think that's a satellite looking down at the globe. First of all, you're not getting past that firmament. There is no satellites in outer space looking down at the globe. That's all a lie. All of it's a lie. Do you know the word NASA in Hebrew means to deceive? It means to deceive. Look, peep this.
Have $65 million a day, and I tricked you. What about this? NASA says, these are new planets. Okay. Would you believe? Why would you believe that?
Why wouldn't you?
Because they're frying pans. They're the bottom of frying pans. Again, zero budget. Zero budget. Here are 4 moons. And before the hand picks up the moon, tell me, is it sphere or not a sphere? Is that a sphere? Quick. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, it looks like a sphere, but it's actually a half a cup. How about this one? Is this one a sphere?
You're showing us half a sphere then on all of them.
It looks like a sphere, but it's not either. It's flat. What I'm saying is, first, even if they were all spheres, it doesn't dictate the shape of the Earth. I've been lying to you this entire time. I'm on the space station. Okay? Prove me wrong. I'm on the space station.
Right? And I'm in Hollywood right now too.
Yeah,
so
but that's a painting. That's not even a real picture.
Yo, I cannot describe how pissed off we should be as people, bro. Like, I can't even describe how infuriated the masses of people should be that billions of dollars was spent on NASA for them to give you these so-called long distance photos, and really it's the bottom of frying pans, bro. I can't. Words can't describe it. When you got homelessness, when you got hunger, you got poverty, you got food deserts. These are the same people that cut subsidized living for people who need it. These are the same people that won't pay for the veterans' health insurance. And these same people took billions of your tax dollars to lie to you, and all you had to do was open the Bible. It's like all you had to do, MAGA, all you got to do is open the Bible. And you would march down to the White House right now and you would want your money back. It's once you can see, you can't unsee this stuff, man. Once you read the Bible, you understand. Look, once you unplug from the matrix, you can't unsee. I'm gonna tell y'all, I've been in planes coming from Vegas back to Georgia. I witnessed, because of the time change, I witnessed the sun go into the portal. The sun does not rise or fall. It goes into a portal in the sky. And the sun is not millions of miles away in space. That's a lie. And the sun is not a big rock that's floating in the air on fire. That's another lie. It's a lie. It's just not true. The sun is inside the firmament of the earth. And our plane flew over the sun. The sun, because of the time change, I witnessed the sun go into its proper portal. The Bible tells you that the moon and the sun are what? Luminaries. They're luminaries. What is a luminary, Breed? A light. It's not a big ball of rock. It's a light. that goes in and out of portals. There's 6 portals that it travels through. And the sun has an organized course that it takes. And the moon kind of does its own course. That's why you see half moons, crescent moon, you see full moon. There's a reason why. They're lying to us about everything. When I say everything is a lie, all of it's a lie. All of it. Let me see. Somebody says, you got to ask why, though. The funny thing, you can always find the same star constellation in the sky at night. Yeah, I mean, yeah, when you study astronomy, not astrology. Notice I said astronomy. You'll find out that these lights have the same courses. It's all a lie. Once you see what's going on in the matrix, you can't unsee it. And there's a lot of things that I question. There's a lot of, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I can literally stream for 20 hours about all the things that I see that are weird to me, right? On a daily basis. But I got to know y'all like this type of material. And that's based on the likes, that's based on the engagement and stuff like that, because listen, it's so much material that I can designate a day every week where I'm just going over stuff that just don't make sense and what they're lying about. Pretty soon, I'm going to have the They Lied merch coming out. I'm just going to have a shirt, cap. All it's going to say is they lied, because they lying about everything, y'all. And that's a good conversation piece, too. If you walking around with the They Lied shirt, people going to be like, who lied? And what they lie about? Boom. That's a conversation piece right there. They lied. Who lied? Well, the government lied about 9/11. They also lied about COVID. They also lied about the Epstein files. The Epstein files ain't what you think. They're all guilty. And I mean, they all guilty, because that's the next thing we're going to talk about. The next thing we're going to talk about is what they lied, how they all are guilty, and they all been lying, y'all. I'm telling you. Shout out to all my cool nerds out there, because we got to get into it. We got to get into it. Hold on. I got to pull something else up for y'all, man. Something I wanted to show y'all real quick. Hold on one moment. And I hope, they don't try to. Now, this one right here. Yeah. Hold on. Wait. I know I sent myself this joint. Yeah, here we go.
But great friend. We've gotten so close in some places in Indiana, they won't serve us pizza anymore.
One of the things that were in those emails from Hillary Clinton and from John Podesta. Quote, I think Obama spent about $65,000 of the taxpayers' money flying in pizza/dogs from Chicago for a private party at the White House not long ago. Assume we are using the same channels? Just think about $65,000 worth of pizza and hot dogs. Does that fit on a plane? Or are they talking about something else? Because then in another email, and these are verbatim quotes from these emails, quote, we plan to heat the pool, so a swim is a possibility. Bonnie will be Uber service to transport Ruby, Emerson, and Maeve Luzzatto, 11, 9, and almost 7, because it's really important you know that they're young children. So you'll have some further entertainment, and they will be in that.
Don't forget, you guys, it's all of them. If they are famous, they're in the club.
I have this crazy idea that I will order pizza. And so if I do, I don't want it to go to waste. Who will eat pizza if I... Jennifer, yes? Harrison? What do you have, Harvey? 200? That's a start. That's a start.
We've known each other for years. Yeah. You've been to my house. We've had pizza. Girl after my own heart. Do we love a pizza or what? We love a pizza. We do. It's so much.
Appreciation. I am inviting you all to a pizza party tonight at Jennifer Aniston's house. I'll see you there.
You told a story about going and having pizza at the Clooney's in Lake Como.
Yeah, that's all in Aniston. George and I would love you to come over for pizza, but...
How was the pizza? Was it good?
Oh,
did he make it
Amal's
himself?
pizza was better than Clooney's. They both made, everybody made a certain kind of pizza.
There's no pizza we didn't love.
5 different kinds. 5 different kinds or 6 different kinds of pizza that night. Clooney's was excellent.
Now, I know. For those who are not red-pilled, you would say, well, Bree, maybe these Hollywood elite really like pizza. Maybe they really like pizza and hot dogs. And the Obamas just spent $60,000 on pizza and hot dogs. And those pizza and hot dogs had ages between 11 and 5. Yeah. See, I believe that the truth is so diabolically insidious that nobody wants to really accept it. And it's easier for us to just write it off as a conspiracy. Somehow, I don't believe that it's a conspiracy. Now, the whole Epstein file is blowing up all over again, and they're using it against each other. One side is demonizing the Democrats, the other side is demonizing the Republicans, and that's why I'm always going right down the middle, saying, "Look, I don't care who is on the files. I am not a Democrat or a Republican, don't care. What people really want is just transparency." Somebody said the truth is stranger than fiction. Absolutely. And see, this is why the Most High has to destroy this place. Yep, this is the reason why he's going to have to bring some fire, hell, and brimstone to this place because of the evil. Oh, it's more. We're gonna go past that. I know that type of topic is really tough to deal with. It's hard to talk about it, man, because it's a lot of truth to it. But nonetheless, we're waking up out the matrix. We're waking up out the matrix, and once you can see past the lies, there's no going back to sleep. You can't do it. Let's go to my brother Hebrew Hub here. Hold on.
Before I agree to 2026, I want to read the terms and conditions because I'm not going in blind again. All right, 2024 lied, 2025 gaslit me. I'm not signing up for another year without knowing exactly what emotional damages I'm agreeing to. Okay, I need details. I need a PDF. All right, I need a bullet point list of expected disasters, recommended coping mechanisms, okay, and how many times I'm legally allowed to disappear from everyone's life. All right, does 2026 come with stability? Does it come with financial peace? Does it come with at least 1 month where I'm not questioning my entire existence? Or is it just another 12-month subscription to chaos with no refund policy, okay? Because I'm tired of starting a new year like this is my year, and then by February I'm in the corner drinking iced coffee and pretending everything's fine. All right, so yeah, before I accept anything, I want the terms, the conditions, the warnings, the disclaimers, and if the contract looks sketchy, I'm just not signing it. All right, I'll just stay in 2025 and hide under a blanket until further notice.
Well, hate to be the bearer of bad news here, but let me put this out here. Before 2025 is even over, December. Today is the 1st. And by the 7th through the 25th, there's going to be blood sacrifices in Hollywood. Yeah, you can look out for it. It's almost like the CIA is gathering right now, and they're trying to figure out who they're going to blood sacrifice for Saturnalia. And now, you see that I'm saying this right now on December 1st. Everybody mark your calendar. In the chat, if y'all could, just put December 1st. That's it. You could just put DEC first, right? Because this is where you heard it. You heard it here first, that the rituals are going to start in Hollywood for Saturnalia. The Saturnalia sacrifices are going to happen. Now, why do I know this? Because we can, if we pay attention to the matrix, to the algorithm of the matrix, to the numerology they play by, to how they actually choreograph and fix the game, you see exactly what they do. You see exactly what they do. Yes, TMZ is gathering with the CIA. You know what I'm saying? The Talmuz network, TMZ, they're gathering with the CIA and they're saying, look, we got to come up with who's going to be sacrificed this year for Saturnalia. And it's a damn shame that we are anticipating that. Somebody said, Nubreed, should we pray for Candace? Shouldn't we pray for Candace Owens? Don't you mean should we pray for Candace Owens? Sure, you could pray. You could pray that Candace Owens comes back to Christ. The reason why Candace Owens is in hot water is because she's been controlled opposition for quite some time, and she's went against her better judgment a lot of times, and she decided to become a Roman Catholic. She's taken the oaths, and Candace Owens, she did whatever she could do to align her pockets, and now it's backfiring. And what we can pray is that she backs up out of that game. I mean, it's the same thing every year. They do the same thing. And I'm not trying to be cynical. I'm being a realist. Some would say, Bree, you being rather cynical here. You talking about people gonna get sacrificed. Yeah, I see what they do. Somebody says she's trying to get out. I hope she does get out. I hope Candace does get out. I do.
Scientists around the world are sounding the alarm about experimental brain AI chips that promise to upgrade the human mind. These devices can read electrical signals in your brain, translate them into text, and even predict what you're about to think next. But several researchers warn that such technology may become the most powerful surveillance tool ever created. A hacked brain AI chip could allow someone to steal your memories, emotions, or private thoughts without you even noticing. Tech companies say the chips will help paralyzed patients communicate and even control devices with their mind. But critics warn that once this technology becomes mainstream, it might be impossible to turn back. Some experts believe brain AI chips could change what it means to be human, blurring the line between biology and software.
Yo, transhumanism will be taking over the next few years, man. And that's why, you know, the Bible talks about not being conforming to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Because if you conform to the world's programming, you would actually allow something like this. And the mass majority will, because they're already conforming. Let's go.
Others fear a future where thoughts are no longer private, and the mind becomes a target for corporations and governments. One thing is clear. Brain AI chips are coming faster than anyone expected, and scientists warn, once your brain is connected to the cloud, someone else might eventually get the password.
You ever notice how they never introduced the real technology first? First it was smartphones, then it was smart watches, now it's smart glasses, little computers strapped to your face like training wheels.
Yep.
But that's not the goal, to get rid of the device completely. No screen, no glasses, no phone.
Yep.
Everything inside your head. That's the merge.
Yo, I thought about this earlier, man, because you know, on the first of the month, you just be paying your bills, man. You just be paying your bills. And you got to find this password to this and that password. You need this login. You need that card for this. You need this card for that. And, you know, y'all know how it is on bill payday. You got to go through this portal. You got to go through that. And I say, you know what? I see why they try to make everything complicated. They try to make everything complicated for a reason. You put in the password, they switch your password, you get blocked here, there's a security question here, security question there. Nah, it's the reason why they made everything so inconvenient. You know, back in the day, you used to just go to your local, you would go to your local place and you just give them the paper and your bill is paid. They're going to come in the auspice of convenience. They're going to say, look, you want everything in one convenient place where you can just pay all your bills, where you can do everything you need to do. No phone, no nothing. Look, imagine having all that data in your mind. That's what they're setting up for. In the vein of convenience, these people are going to be giving people dreams. They're going to be advertising for products in your dreams to make you buy certain things. Oh, when we talk about the matrix, y'all think we just talking about some mental, spiritual matrix. Yes, there is principalities and systems, but listen, this is a metaphysical change too. The matrix will be here. They're setting up a system for the matrix. That's right. You got to do it with all that two-step verification on everything. Telling you.
Not the purge, the merge, where humans and machines meet in the middle and nobody remembers who moved first. Once the chip's in your brain, you don't even own your thoughts anymore. The company does. Whoever controls the updates controls you. And the crazy part, people are excited for it. We traded privacy for convenience, then traded convenience for control, and control for dependency. That's when everything changes. Because once we merge, you can't unplug. You can't uninstall Humanity 2.0. Yep. By the time we figure out what happened, it'll be too late. I'm saying pay attention. The future ain't arriving. It's updating.
The stated goal of the World Economic Forum is by the year 2030, they want to, as a single sentence, they want to merge our natural world, our digital world, and our biological world.
Yo, the person in the chat, Nate Fields, he said the 2030 agenda is coming. He said it right before this guy said it. That 2030 agenda is coming. I'm telling you.
Into one massive digital complex by the year 2030, of course, run by AI. They say the way it's being marketed is that it will make our lives easier, we will be safer, and that we will have less stress and less worry. That's the way it's being marketed. What we're not being told is the very high cost of achieving those goals, because it is nothing less than the surrender of our very humanness to computer chips, to AI, chemicals in the blood, RFID chips under the skin, which is already being implemented.
Nanoparticles as well.
In parts of Northern Europe, by the way. They're using RFID chips under the skin to grant access into people's workplaces, into their bank accounts, to pay their groceries. It's becoming very well accepted in some of the Northern European countries. So the 2030 seems to be this year where, and I'm not saying it's going to be like at noon on January 1st of 2030, but they have identified this year as the target year to achieve many of these goals.
I'm telling you, y'all, we got to year 2030 to get our ish together. I mean that. We got about to 2030 where we at least around the people that we need to be around. We need to at least 2030 where we are thinking outside the box and thinking about some off-grid, learning some camping, networking with people of like mind. We got about to 2030, man, and then you're gonna be walking around in the middle of these highly concentrated areas, and everybody gonna be plugged in. They're gonna be walking around like zombies. They're gonna be walking around plugged into the Matrix, literally, like Agent Smiths, just walking in a straight line. And if you're not plugged into the Matrix, you're not even going to be able to have any real human connection with these bots. I'm telling you. Somebody said it. We got about 42 months. Yeah, somebody said we got to start the homestead and everything. I'm telling you, man, the Matrix is a physical place. But anyway, these are the things that I've been thinking about, y'all. Some of the things that I research. And, if y'all like this type of material and y'all just like chopping it up about what's going on in the world, y'all know what to do. You got to share this material, react to this material. Not a lot of people are bringing this out. The scriptures do tell us that we shall know the truth and the truth shall set us free. And, all their secret agendas, hidden plans, shadow rulings, and the way they operate behind closed doors still don't have nothing on the Most High's protection that he can bring over us. So this is not about being in fear. This is about actually just thinking. We think about the things that the average people just don't think about. And if you one of those people who like to dive deep and you like to know what's going on, yeah, somebody said, can you make a video about the Bohemian Grove? See, that's what I like. Let me know. That's what I was about to say. Let me know down in the comment section what y'all would like to hear me dive into. What type of things that have y'all thought about? If it's aliens, Area 51, is it you just name it. You tell me what it is that y'all want to dive deep into, and I will actually set up whatever I get the most votes for. Maybe I even put up a poll. Maybe I'll put up a poll for what y'all want to talk about, but let me know down in the comment section. And whatever I see the most, whatever quote unquote conspiracy that y'all bring up, then I know on a day where I really dive into these type of topics, I'm going to go in for y'all. Tania says, keep going. I can keep going. Y'all know I can keep going. Y'all know how we do. But I hate to oversaturate. Hate to be long-winded and y'all get tired of a brother. Yep, somebody says at the bottom of these rabbit holes is Yeshua. Yep, the Most High is with us. Oh, I see y'all already saying some good ones, man. But y'all saying some good ones. I really want to do a deep dive on skinwalkers. I really want to do a real deep dive on skinwalkers. Oh, the hotel stuff you mentioned the other day. Yes. Yeah, y'all gonna have me going in. Let me see. Somebody says we cooking. Man, so y'all trying to say, man, Bree, you need to stick around. We cooking right now. All right, we can cook. Y'all know how we do. We can cook. You know, you look, if you in here right now, you with family right now. It's the stuff that if you talk about it in the open, in a lot of places, they're gonna look at you like you're crazy. But you can come over here and be like, you know what? I have thoughts regarding this. Hold on, I got something for y'all. I got something. And this is right off the cuff of talking about that brain chip that they're trying to put in. You know what the ultimate goal to that is. You know what the ultimate goal is.
Tomorrow, for the first time ever, Illinoisans will be able to add their driver's license or state ID directly to their Apple Wallet. To get started, open Apple Wallet, tap the plus button, select driver's license or state ID, and follow the quick steps. Scan your card, take a selfie, and you're done. Apple and our office don't track when or where you use it. Your privacy is protected by design. Only the information needed for a transaction is presented, and you have the opportunity to review and authorize the information being requested with Face ID or Touch ID before it is shared. If a bar or concert venue only needs to confirm you're over 21, that's all they see. Not your address, not your license number, not even your birth date. Starting tomorrow, you'll be able to use your mobile ID at O'Hare, Midway, and Lambert airports, and at over 250 airports nationwide. We're also working with stadiums, restaurants, and retailers across the state to expand the number of businesses and venues accepting mobile ID in the coming months. This will soon go beyond Apple Wallet to include Google and Samsung Wallet so that every Illinoisan with a smartphone can benefit from this breakthrough, regardless of their device.
Bro, can we please talk about this digital ID that's going around, please?
Now, see, this digital wallet, this digital ID is already here, y'all. The other day, not too long ago, I seen one of the what was I doing, man? What was I doing where I seen one of the I was paying for something. It was at the gas station. It was at the trucker station though. And you know, you do a lot of traveling or whatnot, going to get beverages and refreshments, and they already have the payout for the digital wallet. But they got one where you can use Apple Pay, and they got one already where you can use your hand or your head. It's already there. So it's like we be talking about this stuff like it's in a far future, like, oh man, this is in a distant future. No, these things are already set up in certain areas. It's already there. The market of beasts is already here, right? And there's people who already got these things too. But peep this.
Because I'm confused. Everybody is saying that, like, I'm reading the comments and everyone is saying it's the mark of the beast. I thought the mark of the beast was supposed to be on your forehead or on your hand. Technically, like, when you hold your phone, it's in your right hand, but what if you were lefty and it's in your left hand? So ain't it supposed to be on your forehead? I'm confused. Like, isn't it supposed to be like an actual, like, mark? Why are people saying that the ID is the mark of the beast? Stop scaring me, please.
Yeah, they got the palm scanner already.
But I go like, that is crazy. I had seen a video of like in the UK or whatever that you can't work if you do not have the digital ID.
Yeah, that's what the president of the UK said. He said I don't know no other way to say this. You know, by this time next year, if you don't have this digital ID, you cannot work. I'm telling you.
What is this? What is going on? Okay, if this comes to the US, I've been seeing that like Apple is starting it or whatever. If this comes to the US, how about we just not work, right? How about we just not go to work, you guys? Let's collectively not go to work. Like, I'm being so serious.
Oh, they got something for that too. That's why they spent $500 billion on AI. They got something for that too. And I seen hold on, I think I seen my brother Epic Minds. Shout out to Epic Minds in the building as well. Yes, y'all can look that brother up. He has some fantastic material as well at Prosecutor of Evil. That's the name of his platform. Y'all look that brother up. But yeah, man, this stuff is already here, man.
Like, I'm being so serious. If you guys follow this, please, let's just not work. Simple, right? Right?
Because now it's time for digital ID. Okay, 7.
Yeah, they're ready for that. What is his name? Elon Musk already said, look, working gonna be optional. I remember Elon said that. He said working gonna be optional. He said we'll get the people a universal basic income, and you know we'll allow AI to do all the jobs. So basically, it'll be some type of social credit system. We already making it there. It's already going that direction, y'all. I'm telling you. Yep. Somebody said, that's right. God's property. He said it. He said exactly, Nubreed. That's why Elon Musk said it's saying people will have a choice. He said that. I got the clip somewhere where he said, "Oh, working is going to be a choice." And you gotta remember, this is the person who runs or used to run the Department of Government Efficiency. So he knows what is going to be efficient for America as far as how it's going to run. They're spending a lot of money on this AI, and it's for a reason. They're more concerned about your soul. They can have their soulless beings doing all the jobs. They don't care about that. They are playing Soul Calibur because they know that Satan has but a short amount of time. They're trying to see who's willing to give their soul up for scraps. Who willing to give their soul up for a pot of stew? That's who they want. That's what they're trying to do. They don't care about the money's nothing to these people. I'm telling you. Let me see this here. Texas Mom Regional Medical Hospital. Hold on.
Peace, Cosmic Family. So we've all been seeing the sad events of what's been happening to our Hispanic brothers and sisters. And my heart truly goes out to them. What's being done is truly ridiculous, truly heartless. But at the same time, though, with these things that are happening, we have to raise questions as to what would happen, what's going to come next. Why are they doing this? There's been a lot of rumors since 2020 that martial law is going to be a thing. So that just raises a little bit of question, like, are they doing this in a way to prepare us for a situation where martial law would be a reality for us?
I mean, the answer to that is absolutely. This is why they strategically placed military all over the United States. You know, they've been planning this for quite some time. You know, they turned the Pentagon into the Department of War for a reason. They did not do that for no reason. And under the Trump administration, matter of fact, Trump himself, he already put it out there. He said, we have an enemy within. He didn't say it was a foreign enemy. He said, look, the enemy is within. And most people took that as the Democrats being the enemy. When we know the Democrats and Republicans work together, we're not stupid. We know that the Democrats set a lot of things up. The Republicans capitalize and knock it down. We know that the Democratic Party is a bunch of Luciferians, a bunch of alternatives, and all of those kind of things. But we know that the Republicans are one of the same, but they cloak themselves in conservatism, fake Christianity, when really is rooted in bigotry and racism. So we know that this is just two wings of the same bird. So we know that they're not really enemies. They're playing us against each other. And the enemy, when Trump said the enemy is within, he was talking about us, the Neos in the Matrix who can see. That's what he's talking about. Because people who can't see is not a threat. People who mislead other people is not a threat. People who teach everybody to go back to sleep, stay entertained, people who try to keep people distracted is not a threat. The only threat, the enemy from the inside that they're talking about is the Neos in the Matrix. That's why we always got these damn shadow beings, archons, gang stalkers, trolls, perpetrators, scoffers, mockers, heretics, and just demons out here after the chosen. These gang stalkers are after the chosen because we're not supposed to be able to see. Brothers and sisters, a lot of y'all don't even know the type of real influence that you have just being enlightened. Just being enlightened. Being in a world where so many people are fraudulent, so many people are putting on a mask, so many people are just a facade. Just you embracing the truth makes a serious difference. And if you notice, man, after that pandemic passed, something changed in people. Something is different. It's like a lot of people have been warped mentally. And as the Bible says, they're given over to a strong delusion that they will believe a lie. A lot of people given over to a reprobate mind. A whole lot of people have went back into the world. People who used to believe, they now need an exorcism. People who used to be in truth, they are now going back into the deep end. The worst backslide you can do is just go back to a broken world like this. The worst backslide you could do right now is go back into the Matrix. Y'all remember there was options given in the Matrix. The option was you could take this pill and you can act like none of this existed. You can go back to ignorance. Why? Because in some regards, ignorance was bliss. Don't y'all remember when everything was innocent? When you didn't have to question everything? Man, sometimes I think about that. I ain't lying. I know I ain't the only one. Life was sweet. How many of y'all know what I'm talking about? Life was sweet when you didn't even think about nothing. You could eat your cereal and watch the cartoon and then see the hidden messages in it. Now it's to the point you don't want your kids watching nothing. All you can think about is, man, I don't want my kids watching this cartoon because of the hidden messages. But guess what? It protects your kid, just like it protects you knowing the truth. Even though it wasn't easy to digest having your innocence stripped away, because now you know you're living in a world that's just straight up diabolical with it. It wasn't easy. Yeah, they're setting up to target those, and they've always targeted us. We've been targeted from the beginning. Before this heavy surveillance that people are under right now, a lot of God's people, we already knew what it was like to be gang stalked, and we knew what organized mobbing was. We knew what was going on beforehand. Old School Rules, thank you for the support. Proverbs 14:14. The backslider in heart shall be filled with his own ways, and a good man shall be satisfied from himself. Yes, that's right. The backslider at heart shall be filled with his own ways, and a good man shall be satisfied from himself. And that's real talk. You show me a man who's content in truth, in faith, in knowing, in wisdom. I show you a man who's full. You show me one who wants to backslide into their old ways. You got a lot of people who lived in the truth right now. They going back to celebrating Thanksgiving and Christmas, and they going back to Christianity, and they going back to pagan Christianity. Let's be clear, because I follow Christ myself. But they going back into pagan Christianity. They going back into their old ways. Listen, they don't want nothing to do with the truth. They denouncing their bloodline. Listen, they have completely walked away from the word. There's a lot of people doing it. I got to make a whole topic about that. Literally, they're leaving in droves. They're leaving in droves. But you know what the scriptures say? If they was with us, they would have stayed with us. Telling you. Hold on. Let me go here. Hold on. I got one for y'all. Hold on. Because we're talking about the Matrix right now, in case you're just joining. We're talking about the Matrix. And the Matrix is very real. All right, hold on. Hold on now. I got one for y'all. Let's see. Yep.
Exposing is going to take for people to finally come to the realization that no part of this system is built to protect them, that they should not be putting any sort of trust in government, healthcare, politics, banking, or media, because every single one of these entities exists to serve itself and the machine, not you, not me, not us. Everything we consume was created with a design to keep us dependent. I've already covered how food is not real anymore. It's synthetic, it's modified, it's poisoned with chemicals that slowly kill your body while keeping you addicted to the taste. I've also covered how doctors, they don't heal you. Their job is to turn you into a customer, to sell you pills on top of pills so you can manage the symptoms they help create. Nobody is getting healed. They get maintained, sick enough to keep buying but not well enough to walk away. And I think it should be a little bit more than clear by now that the media is not here to inform you. It is here to program you. The headlines are not news. They are scripts. They are manufactured stories pushed to divide, to push fear, to push obedience. You're being told what to care about, what to hate, what to fear, what to buy next. We are lab rats in a global experiment where money is the only God. They give us the illusion of freedom to keep us calm while the illusion of choice keeps us distracted. I mean, you think you're choosing your food, your news, your leaders? No, every single option comes from the same exact system. You know, the most daunting part of all of this is when you realize that most people don't want to wake up. And I get it, comfort feels great. It's so much easier to stay and lie in the comfortable lie than to even bother looking for a shred of truth. But the longer that you stay in that comfort zone, the easier you become to control, because they know that you're willing to trade your rights for convenience and for safety. And And I'm telling you, man, if you took one step back and you looked around, you will start to see the patterns. You see the repetition, the programming, the same daily loop disguised as normal life. My tribe, that is the matrix, the controlled, calculated, scripted matrix. And then the question becomes, how much longer do we keep playing along? When is enough going to be enough?
Yo, we got to run that back because we got to unpack that. But before we run that back, man, I want to thank Loving Dean for the super chat. Says Satan wants to trap souls in the metaverse. Revelations 9:6. In those days shall men seek death and shall not find it, and should desire to die, and death shall flee for them. That's true. That's scripture right there. And that's what happens when transhumanism really reaches its peak. People are going to desire to die, but they're going to be keeping the consciousness alive. Jay Rowe, thank you for the support as well. I appreciate it. Now, what he just unpacked here, what the brother just said, was right on point. And the most daunting part about that all is people just don't really want to wake up. He said it. We don't choose our leaders. We don't choose what we're fed, any of it. It's all set up by design. It's all set up by design. And Hosea 4:6 says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. That means ignorance keeps people plugged in, man. Knowledge pulls the veil off, but they don't want it. They don't want it. Isaiah 29:15, woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord. They don't want counsel from the Lord because convenience is more comfortable. It's more pleasurable. It's easier to digest. Entertainment is the easier route to take. I'm going to run this back and I'm going to interject on a couple parts. Let's go. That's the book of Micah. It says, arise. It says, arise and depart. This is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with the sword of destruction. So that's the Most High warning Micah. Look, this place is not our resting spot. We need to wake up before this place consumes us. Arise. This is not our resting place. Listen, the Most High is trying to tell people to wake up. And I know people reject the word. They reject the truth. But this part, this scripture is 100% facts. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's get into it.
You know, at this point, I'm not sure how much more exposing is going to take for people to finally come to the realization that no part of this system is built to protect them.
You know, I ask myself that same question all the time. How much more needs to be exposed? You got our U.S. president caught up in the Epstein files, allegedly blowing Bill Clinton, blowing Bubba. I mean, you got the United States citizens being pulled of subsidized living and health food, health care. The veterans are getting tossed aside while they're over here just funding other countries. And at what point do you say, you know what, this place really don't have our best interests at heart? At what point do you stop having this false hope in a system that really don't care about you? You had Michael Jackson say, all I really know is that they don't really care about us. We should have known this years ago. Everything they do show us they don't care. The chemtrails in the sky. The so-called healthcare that they give us, where everything is designed to destroy you. How everything is a ripoff. You can be a tax-paying citizens that pay your bills on time all the time, and they're still going to find a way to try to put you in some type of debt in this matrix. They're still going to try to find a way to rip you off and scam you and do anything they can to make the balances off balance. Every time we try, they kick us down, y'all. Even here on social media, man, this platform right here, you know, I work very hard putting out quality material, and every time I break the internet and put out some fire material, they put me right back in my place, like clockwork. Every time I hit a ceiling, they beat the channel back down into submission. They send their control opposition. They send their feds. They shadow ban, they throttle, and that's just a microcosm because that goes on in the entire matrix. I'm not trying to make this about me. I'm just saying this goes on in the entire matrix. There's this invisible ceiling you hit, and you know it's not you. You know that these people are messing with your abilities. You know these people are throttling they're throttling your abilities and your talent and your skill. You know that there's something in place. And the only way that we can really break through the matrix if we start doing what? Coming together, because a fist is stronger than a slap. So we can punch through. That's the only real way. I'm telling you, y'all. We got to see it. We got to see it. Let's go.
That they should not be putting any sort of trust in government, healthcare, politics, banking, or media, because every single one of these entities exists to serve itself and the machine, not you, not me, not us. Everything we consume was created with a design to keep us dependent.
Everything that we consume is designed to keep us dependent. Everything. Right now, there's like 40 apps where you can order food. Now, what does that do to somebody who's struggling with gluttony? You got 40 apps on your phone now that you can get donuts sent to your front door at any time of the day. What are they doing? Bread and circus. They're making these things convenient to keep you stagnant. The hunter-gatherer skills are gone. The survival techniques are gone. While they're creating a prison planet around us. And then you got people mad at those people who are actually saying, yo, you know what? It looks like a problem. It looked like that all grown men are relying on Uncle Sam for everything. That seems to be problematic. Then you become the bad guy. You become most hated. Just like that movie. What's that movie where man, what is that movie where a white guy was saying, I'm nothing without my cell phone. I'm not a man. I don't know what to do. Y'all know that movie where the EMP hit? Leave the World Behind. That's what it's called. Just like Leave the World Behind.
I've already covered how food is not real anymore. It's synthetic, it's modified, it's poisoned with chemicals that slowly kill your body while keeping you addicted to the taste. I've also covered how doctors, they don't heal you. Their job is to turn you into a customer, to sell you pills on top of pills so you can manage the symptoms they help create. Nobody is getting healed. They get maintained, sick enough to keep buying but not well enough to walk away. And I think it should be a little bit more than clear by now that the media is not here to inform you. It is here to program you. The headlines are not news. They are scripts. They are manufactured stories pushed to divide, to push fear, to push obedience. You're being told what to care about, what to hate, what to fear, what to buy next.
And you can see the fear on a lot of people, man. Some of you brothers and sisters, y'all got to be careful who you tell the truth to. I'm telling you. Some people, you would try to wake them up, and you know what they say about a scared animal. Scared animals attack. Yeah, you got to be careful who you try to wake up. You got to be careful because the system has already subconsciously implanted fear in them. So when you talk the way that we talk, see, we talk like slaves that's trying to run up off the plantation. Let me try to condescend this message to the lowest level. The way we are talking right now is like slaves who are fed up and who can see the game being played. And we in the field right now. Right now on Nubreed Global Truth, we're in the field right now talking about what the slave master is doing and how we ready to escape this and tap into our God and unite in Christ. So you know how the other side go. If you start to talk to one of them who try to tether to us, you know, a house Negro. If you go to a house Negro and be like, man, you know, Master got us out here working, you know, we could take our own skills, you know, all the crops that we learning how to plant, you know, we can go get our own land and we can plant our own crops. And they like, oh no, no, that nigga ain't say that. And y'all already know what comes next. Them niggas in that field when they talking about escaping, Master. They talking about doing land initiatives. Master, they talking about doing land initiatives, Master. They said they can plant crops and they can build their own land, Master. Master, they say you don't treat us right, but you treat me good, Master. I got a big screen TV, Master. I got a PS5, Master. Master, you treat us good. I got a good YouTube channel, Master. You feed me real good. I got a nice car. I got a nice home. I can dance for you, boss. Maybe I should hey, boss, whatever you need me to do, I put a clown suit on for you, Master. Them niggas out there, they over there talking crazy. That's how it goes. And then what do? They turn on us. Oh, I didn't seen this. Firsthand, I'm thinking, yo, I've been in situations where I'm like, yo, these the men of the truth. I know they ain't scared. And I done made the mistake. And that's why I got to warn y'all. Don't make the mistake of telling some scared niggers, some Uncle Ruckuses, what you plan to do. Oh, they're going to, oh, them niggas ain't about to mess my money up. That's how it is, y'all. It's the reason why the Matrix is such a dangerous place to navigate. The Matrix is dangerous. You don't know who you can trust in the Matrix. Yep, let me see. 2 Thessalonians. Old school rules, brother. 2 Thessalonians, right there. It says, those on their way to destruction refuse to love the truth that could save them and are instead deceived by all kinds of wickedness. Exactly. That's how it goes. And they will kill you. They will set you up. I done had people try to get the feds to kick down my door. I done got people lying on about my land initiative, said I was starting a cult. They lied and said I was scamming people. They lied, and they lied some more. And they just kept lying. Why? Because what I was doing, nobody else was going to do it. And so in this matrix is dangerous. They don't want to leave the plantation. They don't want to leave their conveniences. They like, yo, who we supposed? They like, nigga, who we supposed to leave and follow you? That's what they thinking instead of following Christ. Because if they just follow the word, the Messiah tell us what to do. He tell us what to do. The whole matrix is built on lies. Yeah, a lot of the gang stalking I endured, y'all seen it real time right here on YouTube. You seen it. The sister said it. Nubreed went through some of the most crazy gang stalking they ever witnessed. All because I went and got some land and said, y'all, we need to plant our own gardens. All because I went to Africa and said, yo, I want to meet up with some people who can give us some land grants. This is my real life. All because I got on here and told the truth. All because I tried to start my own because I tried to start us our own economy, our own trade system. No, you think there wasn't going to be no Agent Smiths that come and try to stop that? That's what happened when you tell the truth. So what this man is saying up here on the screen, I ain't mean to be long-winded like that, but that caught my attention because I've seen that blank stare of death when you start talking in a way that they're not used to. They start glitching out and malfunctioning. It's something about when real ones like myself, my brother, my right-hand brother, it's something about when we get around certain people, they start glitching out. Their whole aura and everything changes about them. It's like they can no longer hide the real hatred that they have in their heart. It's like they can't hide it. Let's go.
We are lab rats in a global experiment where money is the only God. They give us the illusion of freedom to keep us calm while the illusion of choice keeps us distracted.
They give us the illusion of freedom to keep us calm. Freedom in America is just freedom to sin. You got the freedom to sin, and that's an illusion. I want you to think about how America is, especially for men out there. I want you to consider this, men. Think about this for a second. To some women, this may apply. They make you think having a family is bondage, but being able to just whoremonger, they want you to think that's freedom. This is how they try to program men. So why? You can live a life chasing cheap thrills instead of actually building a legacy. They want you to believe, okay, you have the freedom to eat whatever you want to eat, right? And they make it taste good, but if you go eat the foods that they package and sell to you, your quality of life is going to be trash and you're going to be in an early grave. But you have freedom to do what you want to do. You have the freedom to do what you want. And everything is in reverse. Discipline is looked at as something that is negative. They don't award discipline. Telling you. They don't award discipline in this land, man. They award wickedness. But let's go.
I mean, you think you're choosing your food, your news, your leaders? No, every single option comes from the same exact system. You know, the most daunting part of all of this is when you realize that most people don't want to wake up. And I get it, comfort feels great. It's so much easier to stay and lie in the comfortable lie than to even bother looking for a shred of truth. But the longer that you stay in that comfort zone, the easier you become to control. Because they know that you're willing to trade your rights for convenience and for safety.
Yep. And that's exactly what a lot of these Agent Smiths in the Matrix, they're willing to trade in their rights just to feel safe and secure. They would trade that in. As long as they don't think massa gonna whoop down on them. Please, massa, don't. Please, massa, I don't know what them Negroes over there are planning, but I'm not like them. I'm a good boy. I'm good. I'm not like them. They're savages. I'm not like them. No, I'm better than them. That's how people are in the Matrix, man. Yeah, he's spitting fire because I've lived this. It's like they'll give up their freedoms. They will be subjected to the so-called powers that be as long as they know ain't nobody finna beat down on them. They would try to turn you into the feds. Look, your own family would do this to you. If you get to talking, let me tell you something. If you get to really talking that talk around some people, they will call letter agencies on you. You won't even know it. You'll be placed on a damn government watch list and don't even know why. And you didn't pull some people to the side. You didn't pull your family to the side and you start talking about Epstein to them, or you start talking about the jab, or you start talking about what's going on in the world. And they didn't, and you, next thing you know, you on some list. You don't know how you got there. The Matrix is full of Agent Smiths, man. People, y'all be thinking it's a game when I'm saying this. It's like the movie Rosemary's Baby. Whole town will be watching you. The Bible talk about this time where people will have to go into the guillotines. People will be ostracized and persecuted because they following Christ. I'm telling you.
And I'm telling you, man, if you took one step back and you looked around, you will start to see the patterns. You see the repetition, the programming, the same daily loop disguised as normal life. My tribe, that is the Matrix.
It is the Matrix, man. It's like the Truman Show. How many of y'all by show of ones in the chat are seeing patterns that you never noticed before? Some call it street theater. Some call it the inorganic portal. But literally, you can time things. You may get to one particular street, is never busy until you get on that street. You may go into a particular store, is never busy until you walk in the store. All of a sudden, all these cars pull up. I know I'm not the only one seeing these patterns, bro. We are in a real Matrix, bro. Same car will be riding by. Certain noises will happen. You go outside, somebody else comes outside. It's always the person walking the dog, man. It never fails. You go somewhere excluded, you ducked off, somebody comes walking the dog. Right there where you at, same exact time, every time. Sometimes they got the same damn clothes on. And I can't unsee that. And I know I'm not tweaking because I'm very attentive. Non-playable characters, bro. They real, man. They're real. Somebody say, yo, this always happens. Right. Kim C says, speaking of Rosemary's Baby, I just saw a video showing when right after Kate Middleton had her son, she had on the same exact red dress as Rosemary did in the movie, right? Somebody says they track your phone. That's why they don't carry one. Yeah, man, the Matrix is real.
The controlled, calculated, scripted Matrix. And then
controlled, calculated, and scripted.
The question becomes, how much longer do we keep playing along? When is enough going to be enough?
And look, the Matrix is designed to keep God's chosen people at bay. How many of y'all have noticed that it always seems like you got some stroke of bad luck? It's like you could be doing everything the right way, but it's always a problem. Even it just be small things. Everybody else able to do things easily, whether it be just something simple, a simple miniature task that is performed on a daily basis, but for whatever reason, it's always super difficult for you to do it, or always some type of problem, always something to just slow you down. How many relate to what I'm talking about? Because this is something I've seen my whole life. Literally, my whole life, I've seen this. And I realized what they know the way our mind, they know the way we're in our foot. Y'all peep that? Y'all peep that? Soon as I start calling the Matrix out, I can get up and walk away right now. I can get up and walk away right now. I'm telling you, like clockwork. That's what happened when you start breaking the damn Matrix. Don't tell me I'm still glitching. By show of ones, I'm back. Story of my life. Story of my life, y'all. One of the YouTube agents like, oh no, that nigga over there cooking. Man, listen, I'm telling y'all, like clockwork, problems nobody else be having. Nobody else be having these problems, but always they will target you with some nonsense. You can't make this up. You can't make it up. No reason for that. My internet didn't get disconnect, nothing. They hate the truth, y'all. They hate the truth. Look, we in the Matrix. We are in the Matrix, man. And it be glitches in the Matrix. We are the glitch in the Matrix. We are the glitch in the Matrix, brothers and sisters. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling you.
Cashless society. From cash to microchip. More and more control all over the world, especially here in the Western world. Sweden, now England, digital ID.
Yep, the cashless society is coming. I'm going to tell you like this. The gang stalking program is not paranoia. Listen, this is coming from somebody who has video documentation. Have plenty of video documentation. Listen, They broke into my mailboxes. Listen, I had people travel with me when I went overseas, and how the police kept pulling me off the plane and telling me I can't get on this plane or that plane for whatever reason. Everybody else would go through the line, and then they would check my bags for whatever reason. Oh, we're randomly pulling you out the line to mess with you at every corner. And hey, are you with anybody? Yeah, I'm with these people right here. Okay, you can go because you got witnesses this time. I've had TSA stop me on every international flight I've ever taken until I had a bunch of people with me. It ain't paranoia. No, they don't like people who call out the lies. Now, I ain't gonna make this about me because I know that a lot of you brothers and sisters have endured the program. That's what actually made you gravitate towards this material here, because we're like-minded. And the Matrix is scared because we calling out their mark of the beast system. We calling out their Antichrist system. They don't like that. They don't like us talking about this stuff. It's just that we got freedom of speech and ain't nothing they can do but throttle it down. They would rather we be over here talking about some celebrities. They would rather we be over here talking about Diddy or something. They don't want us talking about this. Let's go.
They want to have a cashless society, more and more control, so they can see what you buy and sell. The mark of the beast, 666. You cannot buy or sell unless you take the mark of the beast. More and more control. Everything becomes digital. Now you can see. First it was cash. It was card. Now the card is on the phone. Everybody blip, 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 like this. It already started. Now from the phone, it will go into the hand. You need to blip on the tram. You need to blip on the bus.
See, they want to be able to track every United States citizen, all the citizens of the earth. They want to be able to track and trace everybody. It's all about control. The devil is just one big control freak who wants to be like the Most High, but can't.
So you need to blip everything in this screen. Blip, 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 blip. App. Everything is app. The dating is app. The word is app. Relationship is app. It's robotic. Everything is in this app. Everything is digital. Soon, blip, blip. Now they don't even take cash in the stores.
Yeah, they're not taking cash in the stores nowadays. There's a whole lot of layoffs. How many of y'all heard that Tyson's Chicken just laid off 3,200 employees in a town that only has 11,000 people? So, you know, they're shutting down Tyson's Chicken. That's a lot of employees. Why? Because they're gonna have AI doing the packing and shipping, or they're getting rid of the meat altogether. And we know what they're replacing that with. Let me read this scripture here. Ephesians 6:11. Put the full armor of God on so that you will be able to stand firm against the schemes of the devil. Facts. Facts, facts, facts. Yep.
Places, some places take cash. If you're gonna buy food, they take cash. But other places don't take cash. Cash is good. You should take cash everywhere. Cash is still money. Cash is king. Now cash is not king. Card is king. But then you don't even know how much you buy, you spend.
50K got laid off where? I see Elijah P says 50K got laid off recently. 50K where? Somebody said, what's up with Campbell Soup being sued for 3D printed meat? Yeah, the VP of Campbell Soup came out and was like, look, he got caught in an hour-long rant hurling all kind of racial obscenities and saying that the food is for poor people and the soup is bioengineered and the meat is 3D printed. That's what this VP, vice president of Campbell Soup came out saying, and I say everybody should sue Campbell Soup. If y'all got a lawyer and you've been good eating Campbell Soup, sue their ass. Get some money. Everybody can sue them. Because it say chicken on that. It says broth and chicken on the back of that thing. But yeah, I have talked about that a few times already. But yeah, it's crazy.
What you do with the money, at least cash, you can see it. You have paper. Now it's not paper. Now it's digital. Now it's microchip. Now it's more and more control. It's not to be free, it's to control the population. Cashless society. New world order. Microchip, I will not take it.
I ain't finna take no chip either, man. I'm finna unplug from the Matrix. Hopefully we all gonna do the same. Man, we've been going in for 2 hours strong. You know, we had a couple of ups and downs, glitches in the Matrix, but we still made it through. Let me see. Somebody says, because I asked the brother about the 50K, I think he answered that. Where did that comment go? Okay, it says approximately 50,000 job cuts have been linked to AI this year in the U.S. technology sector. Oh, yeah. I'm aware of that. And I'm pretty sure it's more than that by now. Yep. But yeah, it's always a blessing building with y'all. If you want to support the work, you can support me via Cash App. Cash App is Nubreed Global Truth. It's right there at your bottom right-hand corner. If you want to support the show, I thank everybody for joining. You know, we are going back to our grassroots. Don't forget to let me know down in the comment section after the video, y'all. What other so-called conspiracy do y'all want to unpack next so we can do our deep dives? Thank y'all for watching. Blessings to everybody joining. We will have more material coming.